welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. This is series number 19. Today's sketch was created by Sarah Christensen. This is a nice little grid sketch. I'm going to put this up here where I can look at it as I work. And I have chosen product from the September 2025 Hip Kit to create this layout. I just got this today. Well, today as in the day that I'm recording this, not today that you're watching. And these are the photos of my gorgeous daughter that I'm going to be using for this layout. And I've got two pieces of pattern paper here that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to get started with this layout and I will be right back. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here with this piece of pattern paper from my September Hip Kit is I'm going to fussy cut out all of these Polaroid frames, and then I am going to rearrange them on that floral background. I'm only going to cut a couple of them out on camera. I don't think that you need to watch me fussy cut all of the frames, but I want you to see me doing at least this one, maybe two, so that you can get the general idea of what I'm planning here. Initially, I thought I would pop up all the frames on foam adhesive, but in the end, I only pop up my photos and the embellishments that I put on top of those frames. So here is the second one that I'm cutting, and then after this, I will pause because I'm going to pull out my trimmer and get better straight edges with the rest. So now they're all cut out. I'm going to trim down my photos as much as I can. I really wish that I had printed these in 3x4. I'm not going to reprint them. I'm just going to kind of trim them down just a little bit. These are photos of my beautiful daughter on her 21st birthday. And so I just wanted to take some really good photos of her. And I was playing with my DSLR at the time, which I was having a lot of trouble with. It turned out it needed to be cleaned, and some stuff, other stuff, I don't know what all the shop did, but it needed some minor repairs, and then it started taking better photos again. So here are these frames. There are 6 of them, and of course this sketch has a lot of I think it had 9 blocks in it for this grid layout, and I'm kind of going to do that, but here's where I kind of go rogue. My photos, of course, are larger than the frames, and so I'm going to be pulling stuff in here and just kind of playing around with sizes, and hopefully I can find some frames that or some pieces that look really well. I'm going to dig through this a little bit. I'm going to pull out the non-journaling bits here. I like that we have journaling cards or layering pieces, if you will, in this kit. That makes me super happy. So I pulled out all of the journaling bits and left those off to the side, but now I'm going to open up this pack of foam phrases, titles, and I'm going to be using some of those on here. I know that I'm going to pull that bright future ahead piece right there off the top because I thought that made a great title. Like I said, this was my daughter's 21st birthday. She was married and they were, of course, living on their own, but when we lived in Tennessee, where they still currently live, they came over quite a bit and hung out, had dinner, and we had family things that we could do together. I miss that about living so close to her. I miss that with all of my kids because none of them live close to us at this point. So I opened up this pack of ephemera, and I thought it was great that this pack of ephemera had a lot of plants and stuff in it because my daughter loves plants. I used to tease her all the time about not having a green thumb because she killed a bamboo plant when her little sister was able to keep hers alive forever. And I think she started getting into plants just to prove me wrong. That's not really true. She wanted plants. Plants are awesome, and so she just had to learn how to care for them. And now I ask her questions about plants because she's very knowledgeable about plants. But anyway, that is why I'm including all of these plants on here, because my daughter is a crazy plant lady as well as a crazy cat lady, just like her mom. So I like this ability to use up some of these bits from this collection. Some of these things I feel like I would not have used had I not had this sketch to play with. And I love that it forced me to create some embellishment clusters that maybe I wouldn't have otherwise, and still managed to use up a lot of bits from this collection. That makes me super happy. I also break into 3 pieces of paper from this kit, which also makes me happy. You know how it is. You get a new kit and you've got all this paper, and sometimes you just don't know what to do with it. So I pulled in a 3rd piece and I matted it, or used it to mat my photos. The color is the same color as the florals in that pink print. I'm just kind of looking for things now, making some decisions here. I didn't like how bare that top right corner was, so I'm just kind of pulling bits and pieces out. And then I have a couple of labels here that I want to add for my journaling. This is kind of a back to school collection, and these are not back to school photos. I'm pretty good at using a themed collection and scrapbooking photos that have nothing to do with that theme. And in fact, I have a blog post coming up for the Tracy Reed design team in the near future that will showcase me using themed collections with non-themed layouts. So I hope that you will watch that video on the 10th, and I hope that you will read that blog post and see what you can do with some of these themed collections you have hanging around. All right, I got this layout done. I kind of did my own thing a little bit. Tried to stick as true to her grid style layout as I could. I did move things around, like my title, instead of being in the center, it's on the center bottom, but towards the top of this little Polaroid frame that I fussy cut from pattern paper. Journaling ended up here, and then I just kind of used a lot of the ephemera from this hip kit to just kind of tell more of the story. This layout is complete, and I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. There is a link below for this 30 Days of Sketches playlist. I will also try to remember to link up the Facebook community group. If you would like to play along, you are more than welcome to join that group and play along. And she usually puts all of the sketches out just prior to the 1st of the month, so they are all there for you to play with. She just asks that if you are participating, not to share your finished layout and sketch until the day that sketch comes out. So make sure you do that as well. If I can find Sarah Christensen's social media information, I'll have that linked down there for you below. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day and a great month of October. Bye.